1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a captions check. Audio check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the captions check. We are here at Lincoln Alexander Public School. It is February the 7th. It is a cold morning. It was a very foggy morning today. Let me know if you're seeing the captions. Connie from Cabinet Office. Let me know if you can hear me and you are seeing captions. Check. 1, 2. Oh.
So it is just down the hall, and then there's like a set upstairs. Just above me, it's like a back of a stage.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's thank you.
Connie, we are ready for a captions check. 1, 2. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, we're ready for a captions check. This is February the 7th. It is a Thursday, and we are here at Lincoln Alexander Public School. It was a very foggy morning today. It's very cold out. Let me know if you guys can hear me through all the ambience. And Matthew, let me know if we're good for captions. Focus chart or sorry. Focus or white balance?
No, I just want to set exposure, so
Okay, gotcha.
you don't have to hold
Okay, got it. Okay. Check 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. This is good, and I am getting the thumbs up from Connie. Thank you very much.
So we're going to get started. Good morning, everyone. You good? I'd like to start by welcoming everyone to Ajax this morning. I'm so excited. I'm just, off the charts. I want to take a moment to acknowledge representatives from the Durham District School Board, SureNet and members from Anchor, OPSPA's Black Caucus, the Black History Society, the Firehood, Roots Community, Inc., Erica Alexander, the granddaughter of the Honorable Lincoln Alexander. I am proud to be here with my colleagues, Minister Charmaine Williams, MPP Dave Smith, Minister Michael Ford, and Minister Stephen Lecce. As we come together for Black History Month to pay tribute and celebrate the diverse and vibrant tapestry of Black people, a legacy defined by resilience, strength, and innovation. This year holds a particular significance as we mark the conclusion of the decade of people of African descent, commemorating their journey and contributions. At a school named in honor of one such role model, the Honorable Lincoln Alexander, we take a moment to reflect on his profound commitment to forging a nation built on unity and excellence, one that strongly opposes racism and discrimination. His life serves as a symbol of inspiration, guiding us towards a future where equity and justice prevail. This year, I was honored to be part of the unveiling of the Lincoln Alexander bus at Queen's Park in commemoration of his profound impact on Canada's history. Canada has a remarkable untold story of Black Canadians, one that goes as far back as the 1600s, before we were even a nation. They fought in all the wars and participated in the struggles that created this great country. Celebrating the remarkable achievements of Black community within Canadian history is vital to providing a modern curriculum that reflects the truth of our democracy, one that combats hate and fosters inclusivity. As a mother and an advocate for student success, I understand the critical importance of ensuring that our educational system reflects the diverse experiences and histories of our students. But this isn't just about Black experiences. It's not just about Black students. It's about the responsibility we have to provide all students with a comprehensive understanding of our country's rich and varied history. When students see themselves reflected in their curriculum and surroundings, it strengthens their sense of identity, pride, and self-esteem. We want our students to feel empowered and engaged, knowing that their experiences and backgrounds are respected and celebrated in the classroom. Black students need to know their ancestry is more than slavery. It's a story of survival, resilience, and perseverance. Every student and family in Ontario deserve access to high-quality education system that values diversity, promotes inclusivity, and actively works to break down barriers to equal opportunity. And that is why today we are proud to announce Ontario is introducing new mandatory learning on the experience and history of Black Canadians. The energy in the room is amazing. So beginning in September 2025, students in grade 7, 8, and 10 history classes will learn about the contribution and achievements of Black communities in Canada. It is important for students to learn about Canada's Black communities and their impact on our society. It is why we're embedding this mandatory learning about Black experiences into the existing curriculum. We know that these new teachings will help students develop a greater understanding of our country's rich heritage and help Black students see themselves reflected in the curriculum. For the first time, grades 7, 8, and 10 students in history classes will include mandatory learning about various Black communities that emerged, developed, and contributed to the development of Canada, including pre- and post-Confederation. Students will now learn about the overwhelming contributions Black individuals contributed to Canada's foundation as a young nation, and obstacles in pursuit of building a democratic, inclusive, and prosperous country. This new learning will build on the existing curriculum to include lessons on the contributions and achievements of Black Canadians post-World War II, The course will help students learn about the historical conditions that now influence present Black people and their communities in Canada. Over the next year, the minister will consult with historians, educators, and the Black community to inform the new learning. Today's good news builds on what our government is already doing, ensuring our students are learning from a modernized curriculum that will set them up for lifelong success in and out of the classroom. Let's continue to work together to help Ontario students reach their full potential. Thank you, and I just like to invite Minister Charmaine Williams to the podium. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I am so delighted and so excited about this announcement. And it's an honor to be here with all of my colleagues in Ajax, in MPP Barnes's neck of the woods, and such a positive announcement that we're making today. Black history is Ontario's history. The journey of Black Ontarians throughout our history is interwoven into the very fabric of our province and was critical to several milestones achieved by Ontario. This knowledge will inspire and empower students to learn about these contributions and continue to work together to build a province that welcomes everyone. And along the way, students will hear of the many incredible stories and learn about some of the remarkable individuals, like the Honorable Lincoln Alexander. In Ontario, when the ravages and the flames of hate and racism were burning high in America, the year that Martin Luther King was assassinated, Canada and Ontario elected its first Black MP. Significance. You know, these are the stories that make up Ontario's rich Black history and how they changed the face of our nation from Confederation right up until this very moment. And at this very moment today, there are living history makers. There are firsts that are being made today. I'm so honored to be a part of a party. This is the first time in history the Progressive Conservative Party has had Black members. Myself, MPP Barnes, MPP Dave Smith are the first Black people ever elected to a PC government. And yes. And I am the first Black cabinet minister ever appointed to a PC government. Yes. So I am so fond of saying to all students that if you can see me, you can be me. And today's announcement will make that message so loud and clear to our children. They will see the courage, the strength, the perseverance of our trailblazers and know that they can too also build a future that is better for all Ontarians and welcomes everyone. So I just want to thank again the Minister of Education and the Parliamentary Assistant for working towards this change. This is significant. I am honored to be here. I know that our students are going to get hit that is inclusive. So now we'll turn it to MPP Smith.
social, and economic fabric of our country has been molded by their tenacity and contribution. Their victories serve as a reminder of values and inclusivity and diversity in creating a truly wealthy and just society. As part of our update, Ontario education curriculum teaching the history of individuals of African heritage ends the practice of telling a single story about country and
change makers that have helped build a stronger Ontario. Our government is proud to be an ally and partner and stand side by side Ontario's Black communities. Today's announcement, which introduces mandatory learning for grades 7 and 8 on the contributions of Black communities and trailblazers like Lincoln Alexander, will ensure the important stories and experiences shared during Black History Month continue to be taught right throughout the school year. More importantly, however, these changes will help generations of students develop a deeper understanding and appreciation for the many ways Black Ontarians have helped build our province to everything it is today. As a Minister of Citizenship and Multiculturalism, I've had the opportunity to work closely with many of Ontario's Black communities and remain committed to being a strong voice for all of Ontario's diverse communities. Together, we will continue to build a stronger province where all Ontarians feel accepted, included, and are empowered to reach their full potential. With that said, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to join us here today and be part of this important milestone and the work you do to drive positive change in your classrooms and communities. Lastly, I want to recognize Minister Lecce and Parliamentary Assistant Barnes for their impeccable leadership in driving this initiative forward. It is now my pleasure to bring to the podium a friend and colleague, Stephen Lecce.
Well, good morning. It's a great honor to be here at Lincoln Alexander. I want to thank our principal, our VP, our amazing young leaders for welcoming us, and to all of our partners with us today. I really want to start with a message of gratitude to serve with colleagues who really modeled the way in our government. I'm speaking about Patrice Barnes, the first Black Deputy Speaker in Ontario's parliamentary history. I'm speaking about the Honourable Charmaine Williams, the first Black minister ever appointed in our party's history, as well as David Smith, one of the first Black trustees elected in Scarborough history, an athlete, a leader who served in uniform at their core. They are proud Canadians who are determined to ensure they're no longer the first. And it's why we're here today. Along with my friend, Minister Michael Ford, as you know, we're on a campaign to bolster civic and historical education so that young people learn from the past and so we can be inspired to build a better future where our democratic character is respected, is protected, where every person is respected. And we believe in our core, as has been said, that Black history is Canada's history. And thanks for the incredible leadership of Patrice Barnes, for which this is her work and her legacy, and that of the team behind me. We are very proud to announce new mandatory learning on Black history for students in grade 7 and 8 and 10, so that we build a country that is united around those Canadian values, that sees all differences, that breaks barriers, that helps ensure equality of opportunity for every child in this province. From explorer Matthew Da Costa having to literally discover our country with Samuel de Champlain in 1604, to the Black soldiers who literally died in the defense of now Canada from a U.S. invasion in the War of 1812, to the 30,000 Black people who escaped to Canada via the Underground Railroad. Black women and men played a defining role in this country's history. And through the ages, giants like Lincoln Alexander, Viola Desmond, and the first Black NHL player Willie O'Ree emerged. They serve as reminders then and now that Black Canadians have and always will be at the core of our history, of our identity, and our future. And so we are committed to ensuring every child, especially Black and racialized children, that they see themselves reflected within our schools. It's long overdue. Now, in addition to the announcement that Patrice Barnes made, we are also announcing the new Ontario Curriculum Review and Revisions Guide, so that parents are aware of upcoming curriculum revisions ahead of time. For this September, I'm announcing a new overhauled courses, which will include the Business and Entrepreneurial Studies course and the Technological Education courses for grade 9 and 10 students, among many others. And we know that for 15 and 16 years, we had a math and science curriculum that left so many kids behind, that was not updated in a timely manner. Under this government, that will never happen again. It's why we are implementing today a new requirement by law that curriculum must be updated no longer than every 5 years, so that Ontario is leading the way with a cutting edge. We lead with a cutting edge curriculum that helps young kids build skills and competencies that will help them get a good paying job in our country. From boosting STEM education to Canadian history, we are fulfilling the legacy built in part on the shoulders of proud Canadians like Lincoln Alexander, who taught us to be proud of our country, to strive for excellence, and to lift others up. Because Lincoln said it best, it is not your duty to be average, it is your duty to set a higher example for others to follow. As I've come to learn, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Lincoln's granddaughter, Erica Alexander, is here with us today. It is an honor to celebrate Black History Month with her in a namesake, a school that is named after your amazing grandfather. So please welcome her today, and congratulations to the Black Canadians. Thank you so much.
Good morning, dignitaries, esteemed educators, students, and guests. As the granddaughter of the Honorable Lincoln Alexander, I am honored to be here with you today to witness this meaningful and paramount announcement with the Minister of Education, Stephen Lecce, and Parliamentary Assistant Patrice Barnes. I stand before you today to emphasize the vital importance of acknowledging Black Canadian history in Ontario's school curriculum. Black Canadian history is not merely a footnote in our nation's story, it is an integral part of the fabric that makes up our diverse and rich tapestry. Thank you to the Ministry of Education for realizing the significance of having access to Black Canadian history in our Ontario classrooms. By incorporating Black Canadian history into our educational system, we are not only honoring the struggles, triumphs, and contributions of Black Canadians, but we are also enriching the understandings of our collective past. From the early Black loyalists who fought for our freedom during the American Revolution, to the pivotal role of Black Canadians in shaping our cultural landscape today, their stories deserve to be told and celebrated. From recognizing Harriet Tubman's legacy in the Niagara region to affluent Black communities along the Dresden, Chatham, and Windsor areas to Little Africa and Hamilton, and the extensive Black migration that took place from Oakville to beyond Toronto, just to name a few. This is a history that is exciting to explore, and every young Ontarian deserves to know our powerful and wonderful history. From the encouragement of his mother, May Rose, my grandfather Lincoln understood education as being one of the pillars to having a fulfilling life. According to his memoir, Go to School, You're a Little Black Boy, the words of his mother were that of acknowledging the importance of Lincoln's education being a determining factor of him accomplishing his dreams and goals. Through recognizing that Black history is an important historical perspective to teach young Canadians, even Lincoln's mother, May Rose, will continue to share her message of the importance of education for future generations to come by sharing the story of Lincoln and others like him in our classrooms. Indeed, Black Canadian history is fundamental to Canadian history. It is a narrative of resilience, creativity, and perseverance that has helped shape the very essence of who we are as a nation. And by teaching our children about the experience of Black Canadians, we are fostering empathy, understanding, and unity among future generations. My grandfather Lincoln embodied values such as inclusivity, equality, and reverence that are deeply rooted in Canadian society. His dedication to breaking down barriers and unwavering championing for racial equality, fairness, justice, and compassion reflects Canada's commitment to diversity and multiculturalism and continues to inspire Canadians across the country. And finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank the government and all those advocated to ensuring that all voices are heard, all stories are told, and all histories are valued in our classrooms. Thank you.
I was saying to Patrice, she got a good deal here. She made the announcement, but I take the questions. So, we're happy to take a few questions. Yeah.
We'll now open up the floor for questions. Please come up to the mic and state your name and outlet. As a reminder, it's one question, one follow-up. We'll start with our first question.
Hi, Minister. Siobhan Morris from CTV. Patrice can take this one if she wants to.
Please.
Are you envisioning that this learning about Black history and its significance inside Canadian history to be interspersed throughout these courses or a unit within? Can you explain a little bit more about how you imagine that's going to happen?
Yeah, so this is very exciting. I mean, it is long overdue that we embed Black history as part of Canada's history within our curriculum. If we want, I often say the greatest weapon against division and hate is education. And I know this is a message that Lincoln Alexander has inspired us all to elevate our minds and our consciousness and our hearts towards building a better country that is united, where we respect our differences and celebrate them in our classrooms. So in grades 7 and in 8, students will learn from the 18th century to the 20th century pre-Confederation history of the immense contributions Blacks, Canadians, I guess, the country wasn't founded, but that Black individuals made to building, safeguarding, and creating Canada. The history of the Black community precedes Canada's founding. I think many young people will be astounded to find out that incredible contribution and the sacrifice that they made. In grade 10 history, we will include mandatory learning, a specific expectations within the curriculum that will educate young people on post-World War II history, where we get to speak about Lincoln Alexander and amazing individuals, Viola Desmond, among others, who contributed meaningfully in the advancement of civil and human rights and opportunity and democracy. So it's a mandatory learning, embedded expectations, and we really see this as an opportunity to do better within our schools, to make sure that Black children see themselves reflected in their curriculum. And there's all the things we can do as a government. These are the types of meaningful actions that so many Black parents and advocates, many of whom are here with us today, who've been urging governments for decades to get on with ensuring Black history is embedded as our legacy and our way of expressing gratitude. So we're doing it today in partnership with some amazing people. I see some incredible educators. Charmaine Martin's with us, Pinball Clemens. I mean, the list can go on. Like some really amazing leaders in our country and people who inspire us all. So I want to thank you all for your advocacy, your partnership, and thank you to the amazing people behind me for working with us to get it done today.
And I wanted to ask about your commitment to revisiting curriculum every 5 years. Yeah. I'm wondering if that's going to become financially difficult, especially revisiting courses like technology where things do move quite quickly. And if you want to stay up to date, it will mean the province will have to invest in new technology. So is that really a feasible exercise for the province?
You know, there is a cost to stagnation when it comes to the curriculum. When the government our math and science curriculum be 15 and 16 years old, where we didn't have financial literacy embedded in every grade. We weren't teaching about AI or coding. That's an economic disadvantage for Ontarians relative to the rest of the world. And so we're prepared to invest, to be bold, and frankly, to demand that what we teach our kids is relevant to the job market that is disrupting and changing around us every day. So we are leaning into this because we actually believe in order to give these young people that competitive advantage, to get a job, to graduate with relevant life and job skills, we've got to make sure that our curriculum is aligned with the labor market, and it's changing quick. And that's why we have been bold in updating our math curriculum and mandating financial literacy, teaching kids, basic concepts of personal budgeting and personal responsibility and how to use a credit card and pay their taxes and save for a home. These are life skills that generations of young people, including I can say Michael and I for sure wish we had. That may have got me in trouble, but for generations of young people, we wish we had that knowledge, and we're now going to make it so. On the technology side, we're the government that on one hand brought back cursive writing and then mandated coding. We want to harness that back to basics principle. We're always looking sort of to the future, to where the puck is going when it comes to the changing world of work. And so we are being responsible by keeping curriculum relevant, and we are now mandating that future governments, all governments, need to review curriculum on a maximum of 5 years cycle. Look, they may decide that there is not a need for an update, but we're forcing governments to make that decision. Because what I observed in the former government, respectfully and just factually, is they let it stagnate. Math, 14 years, science, 16 years. The language curriculum, according to the Ontario Human Rights Commission, left so many at-risk kids behind. And so it does take leadership and some initiative to do it, but we're proud to do it because we know we're going to help set up our kids for success. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Minister. Minister, this is a question that was sent in to me by Shauna Hunt, who's following up on a story. It's not at the topic of the day. I apologize to the people, but it is a news story. A 7-year-old autistic child went missing from an Ajax school and was found a short time later wandering in traffic. The Ontario Autism Coalition is asking for an investigation. Will there be an investigation? Because apparently there is some misinformation that was passed on to the parents.
Yeah, obviously you're speaking about Zach Rashid, who's a young child. I think any family observing this, any Canadian would be concerned, deeply concerned about what's happened. And we've made clear our expectations. We've communicated that to the board, that they build a plan to ensure this never happens again to that child or to any child. And I believe in good faith, the board is working with the family on the development of that plan. I just think it's a basic principle. Those kids with special education needs, they require a lot of attention and a ton of support. And we're going to continue to work with all school boards to ensure that that's there. We've hired, for example, 3,500 additional EAs. But at the end of the day, this is an operational matter of supervision. And we've communicated clearly the expectations to the board that doesn't happen again. And I know that they are building a plan with the family to ensure that we don't see that being repeated in that school or frankly in any school in the province.
Given the severity, and I understand what you're saying, should there not have been guidelines in place and a procedure in place? Because this is one incident, but I'm sure it happens with other children throughout Ontario. And shouldn't there be a policy driven from the top?
For sure. There is a policy with respect to this matter, and it's our expectation that they're followed by school boards and by educators and by the EAs supporting those kids. As I said, it obviously is a very concerning circumstance. I think anyone observing this is quite concerned for the Rashid family, and I think we are determined as a ministry, school board, and community to work together to ensure that child is safe and that circumstance never happens again in this province. Well, I know the school board is providing that they're doing that investigation on what transpired. We've communicated our expectation and we'll continue to stay on this. But look, at the end of the day, my aim is to ensure school boards are doing everything humanly possible to fulfill their obligations under the Education Act within all the policies and procedures. Every day, kids go to school and, it's quite obvious overwhelmingly kids go to school and they're happy, they're safe. We do good things in our publicly funded schools. Where there are exceptions, we call them out and we demand better, and that's exactly what we're doing for this family and we would do for any family in the province. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.